It's a go, man. It's gone.
Alright, let's go with that.
Time to get buttery.
I have no idea what we're starting with.
Everybody here one day. Free fall. No commercials.
That would be
Straight
the
up.
day I take off.
You know what?
That would be the day I take
You
off.
deserve yet another day off, bro. Dude, if you're a great orator, you should memorize your statement and fine. If you can't, you can't. I just need the facts. What did I say when you called me earlier this week? You had a problem. What did I say? Lower your expectations.
Lower my expectations.
That's all you got.
You said, listen, we're going to disagree on that, and that's fine. We have different philosophies. If somebody agrees with you, I got a tweet that said, let that man read his tweet.
What?
Yeah.
Tweeted you?
Be in full disclosure.
Coming to you live via Skype, it's the In Full Disclosure Show. I am your host, Mo Morris, along with my partner, Mr. Rasul Sharif. As always, the third man with us in our crew, Mr. Breeze DBL. Please check us out at zenapp.com. Search All Access 660. You'll find any and everything that you want to know about the In Full Disclosure Show. If you want to talk to my partner, please check him out at Rasul Sharif 660 on Instagram and on Twitter. And if you like the smooth grooves you're going to hear today, please follow Breeze at BreezeDBL on Instagram and on Twitter. Last but not least, if you want to talk to me, you can always check me out at MoMora660 on Instagram and on Twitter. Immediately following our show today from 12 to 1, Mr. Breeze DBL is going to put down the latest hip-hop, R&B, and club classics with his fully disclosed mix from 12 to 1. And it's going to be special. I got a sample of what the genre is going to be today, so you guys definitely stay tuned. You're going to want to hear some of that today. Today is November the 14th. I tell you, man, these days are flying by. How are you guys?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Just hanging in there trying to get some stuff done. That's all. Enjoying the week in sports. I did get to watch a lot this week. Pretty productive week. Let me tell you something about leaf raking too, bro. You know, I've assumed some responsibilities of leaf raking, and it's not a pretty thing, bro. But it'll definitely help you with your cardio if you do it at a brisk pace. So you know, I'm trying to study new and creative ways to get thousands of tons of leaves off of foliage outside, and it's pretty much been what I've been up to this week. And you know, working on that thing that I can't talk about is going very, very well. Shout out to Feeway for not getting back to me yesterday. We were supposed to hook up, and she never called me back. She must still be getting her hair done. I feel you, Fee.
Didn't I hear about that? Like, all the feedback.
No. We talked Friday. We were supposed to hook up Saturday around 12:30. I texted her about 1:45, and then she said she was getting her hair done, and then she said she'll call me back when she got finished. So I'm assuming that sewing must be taking a little longer than normal.
Oh, wow.
See what I did with that?
You're going to be mad at you. That's all hers.
Cause I never heard of an all natural taking 24 hours. So you know, I'm assuming she must be trying something new. Shout out to Fee, man. It's all good.
Please, how you doing, man?
good, man. I'm good. Full disclosure, me and Sue are in close proximity. Been neighbors for a minute, so I know and I feel the pain with regards to the foliage. Because I have that same issue and I have acorns. So those joints are tough, man. It's like walking on marble. So you got to get those up, especially take in consideration let alone yourself, other people, because you can walk on those joints and you get a couple at a time, you can take a spill. So it's like you get them up, and as soon as you get them up, Mother Nature and the doggone animals are getting them back down. So you definitely get your cardio and your dexterity up because you switching hands, you sweeping and pulling everything up. So it's tough, man.
Hey, listen, before I'm remiss, let me shout out my man James too. Super Laker fan. I think he called in the show once before. He may have called in the Tuesday show. He had gotten a rod put in his ankle. He messed his ankle up last year, and then he gave me a call earlier. I guess Friday he gave me a call. Well, I gave him a call just to check on him because he just pretty much started walking around the last couple of weeks, and maybe 2 months now. And then he said, since Breeze was talking about acorn, said he stepped on a rock and tore all the ligaments in his other ankle. So he's back in the boot. Yeah, it's crazy. So he's a little on the heavier side, So after I made sure he was all right, like I had to talk him down because he was kind of suicidal. Because if you ever had a cast on for any extended period of time, it can be stressful. So, I mean, I think he had that boot on probably. He probably was off his feet for at least 3 months. So it's kind of tough. But after he gave me the entire story about him ripping all his ligaments on a little pebble, I thought it was like a boulder or something. So I started laughing, but I do want to send out my best to him. And at least I laughed with him, so it's not like I'm laughing behind his back. So he knows that I was laughing at him. And I want to shoot him at, man, definitely.
Yeah. That's got to be pretty brutal.
Yeah. I mean, he's a big guy, too, so getting around, if you're on crutches with extra weight, it's definitely cumbersome. I mean, crutches for anybody is tough, but you're trying to get up and downstairs and lug around some extraness, then it becomes difficult.
Have been injured or to the point where you've been incapacitated.
You guys still there? You guys are kind of choppy coming in. I'm trying to. I think it's something on Breeze's end because his music was getting choppy. Uh-uh.
Mo, can you hear me good?
Yeah.
What about this?
Summer night in Harlem, man, it's a really hot. Well, it's too hot to sleep. I'm too cold to eat. I don't care if I die or not. Winter night in Harlem, oh, radiator won't get hot. Well, the mean old landlord, he don't care if I freeze to death or not. Saturday night in Harlem, everything ain't alright. You can really swing and shake your pretty thing. The parties are outside. Sun
24 minutes after hour, back to the info. No, we apologize for those technical difficulties. We're definitely trying to get those under control, and we can put together a great show for you guys today. I wanted to start with the Ronda Rousey fight tonight. So I want to start with this fight because Ronda Rousey has been in the news. She's a UFC fighter, and she has been in the news quite a bit because she has been kind of getting at Floyd Mayweather a little bit. She's been all over the place because she has just become this big star, and that's fine, that's great, and all those things. But something about it just rubbed me the wrong way. She's a bit cocky. So she went into a fight last night. Now, prior to the fight, they had to weigh in on Friday. And she basically kind of took a swing at the girl. And the woman she was fighting, her name was Holly Holmes. And from what I saw from Holly Holmes, she's the most humble woman to be into that type of sport, because obviously it's such a brutal type sport. And Holly Holmes, who is a boxing champion, so she is a boxer. So she has boxed like the women's 4-time boxing champ. So she's boxed, and she came into the ring last night, and then they get into the middle of the ring right before the fight's going to start. Again, Ronda Rousey will not. And Holly Holmes went on and put a spanking. When I tell you, she had her out there at a distance and making her eat that jab all night long, catching her with the right hand cross, and she finally put her to sleep. And she didn't go to sleep, but she knocked her out in the second round. Wasn't pretty at all. And I was actually very happy to see it when I woke up this morning. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see anything. If you have any thoughts about Ronda Rousey, you're okay with how she is, and just trying to figure it out. But I'm happy with what happened last night, personally.
I watched this thing live, and
Wait, you paid the pay-per-view for that?
no. I said I watched it. I said I watched it. I didn't say I bought it. I said I watched it. And it was so let me just address the first thing you said. Most of these fighters are cocky. So I don't have an issue with it unless somebody has an issue with all these fighters being cocky. If we got an issue with everybody being cocky, she was the best at what she did, even though it's a short sample size, it was a small sample size. But in the history of that sport, up until last night, she did it better than anybody else. So if I took somebody in that same position in another sport and they were cocky, most people would be cool with it unless they just don't like people acting cocky at all. So if you don't like any athletes acting cocky, I get it. But let's not just single her out because,
Singling her out.
well, okay, and I don't know what you're doing. So I'm saying I didn't necessarily have a problem with it because um, I think that most athletes at the top of their game are cocky at some kind of level that they are kind of cocky, and I think that uh, especially in boxing and what she's trying to do, that's all a part of the promotional strategy anyway to draw interest into what she's doing. So all this pre-fight stuff, none of this stuff impresses me. With the pre-fight stuff, you're trying to draw attention. You're trying to get a little more hype, to get a couple more buys, to make a couple more dollars. So I don't know how real that part is anyway. So I'm not gonna put too much stock into that. Um, the fight, and again, it's what we say about Styles making fights. This not a good style for her. You know, it just wasn't a good style. And I'm watching it and I'm going, this chick's in trouble. Like this is what I was saying. Like by minute 2, her nose, her nose was bloody by. I mean, they're saying she's having plastic surgery on her lip, so maybe it's her lip. But her face was bloody by halfway through the first round. I was like, oh, this woman's in trouble. Then she had the little slip move when she tried to kick and the girl ducked out the way. And after that, bro, it was problematic. And the girl had a great strategy. There was some talk about, and I was up for a long time last night, just listening to some of the boxing. Some of the UFC analysis after the fight, and some people were saying that they thought Ronda Rousey made a mistake in trying to prove to people that she could box instead of doing what she normally does. And I mean, it might have been a tactical error. I'm not taking anything away from this woman. This woman was, and honestly, this was probably one of the more impressive female fights I saw. The way she fought Ronda Rousey. So again, the style they're talking about the next women that this Holly lady may fight could probably get her because of the styles that they fight. This style just doesn't work for Ronda Rousey. This is what it appears to be. So I mean, for the sake of the sport, this is probably the best thing that could have happened because people will tune into this rematch.
It's gonna be the same, more of the same.
Okay, but people will tune into it, right? And then the Ronda Rousey apologists are making excuses for her. And again, I don't know how much of it is true. I guess some of it could be true about how she's not as focused on the training. There was some really interesting tweets out there, about her being like you said about her being too cocky, not being humble, um, schedule being too crazy, not training the way she did to be able to get her to the top of the sport because she's leaving. She was supposed to be leaving there to go film a movie. So it's like I'm is the fighting becoming an afterthought to where she's trying to take her career. And I'm not upset for her trying to make. I'm if she's trying to be The Rock, I'm not mad at her. Why not? But The Rock fights fake, and you're fighting for real, and so that's the difference.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I truly believe that she's trying to become, and I've already heard that she's probably going to be the next film action female star. I've already heard that, and that's fine. One of the things that I did notice about the fight, though, was this woman, Holly Holmes, looked like she was way bigger than Ronda Rousey. Like, I don't even know how they were even in the same ring or same weight class because it looked like a mismatch when I saw them standing next to each other. Ronda Rousey straight was looking up at her. It just felt wrong right from the very beginning. I was happy to see it. And she'll come back and she'll eat some more of that leather the next time they fight. It'll be the same thing.
But wait a minute. Now let me. I'm just asking you this question. So when we hear other people in sports get cocky and they're the best at what they do, and they're cocky, are you got a problem with all of those people?
No, it's just something about her that rubs me the wrong way.
Now I don't get
Rubs
that.
me the wrong way. Something about it just rubs me the wrong way.
You can't identify what it is.
No, I can't. I just you know what? Maybe this is it. Maybe she's not as good as she thinks she is. Right? So as you said, the sample size is small. I don't like to give people a ton of credit for a very small sample size. I need to see you do it over a long period of time before I decide that okay, fine, this is what you are and this is who you are. So that's just me, and that's in any sport. Like I don't like to give quarterbacks who come out and have great years a huge all of a sudden, oh my God, he's great. Because we've seen with Robert in the third what the reality of that is. You know, so
There's some talk about it. I was up for a long time.
she's only had 10 fights or 11. Now I think at this particular point, way too soon for her to be running around acting like she's the superstar of stars. That's just me.
How many fights she need to have? Like nobody could imagine that this moment was coming. So how many fights would she have to have, and how much?
Imagined it.
Okay, fine. Look, she took the L. Fine. I mean, when Mike was running around cocky, and then he got knocked out by Buster Douglas. What?
Oh, there was a reason why Mike was running around cocky. Mike had like 20, 30 fights up under his belt.
That's what I'm saying. How many fights you need?
More than 10.
Okay. Yeah, maybe you just don't like her.
Listen, I don't know her at all. So there's nothing about her that I don't like. It's just something that rubs me the wrong way. But again, I'm happy to see it. Staying in the fighting game, I kind of want to switch gears a little bit. Did you guys see the article from De La Hoya, Oscar De La Hoya, about Floyd Mayweather?
I did. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Listen, Oscar De La Hoya went hard on Floyd Mayweather. So Oscar De La Hoya, who's a champion 5 times over, I think, or 4 or 5 times over himself, did a Playboy magazine article, where he basically said that Mayweather, the fact that he retired, boxing's better off, called the fights boring, said that when he wants to put his kids to sleep, he pulls out a Mayweather fight to watch it. He said, yes, you made so much more money, more than you could ever spend. And then he said, well, wait a minute, I watched the 24/7 All Access. You'll spend it all. I mean, he was just going at him hard. Basically said he was ducking people. He should have fought Manny Pacquiao 5 years earlier. And I got issue with this because Floyd is older than Manny Pacquiao. So the fact that Floyd is older, which means that when they did fight, Floyd was also 5 years older. So I don't understand the whole why he should have fought him 5 years before that. But that's just my opinion because they both got old at the same time. But that's just another opinion. But I guess the bigger thing is why did Oscar De La Hoya decide to basically go at a guy who's 49-0, who beat you in the ring? He beat you fair and square in the ring. And yet you're going to go at him and basically say boxing, the sport is better off without him. That is such a fallacy because there's no way you can make me believe that the guy who carried boxing probably for the last 5 or 6 years, he basically carried boxing, right? Is the sport's better off without it? So any thoughts from you guys on this?
I just think that there's a he is a boring fighter, and I'm surprised that you like him so much because you're a guy who supposedly likes excitement, and his fights are extremely boring unless you're just a guy who understands boxing tactics and you get off on that.
He is a tactician.
Okay, so I'm saying if you get off on that, that's fine. But look, De La Hoya fought him tough. I mean, he lost, but he fought him tough, and that's his opinion. I don't have an issue with it. Oh, I thought it was funny. I think that people should be able to have their opinion about other guys. I thought it was funny, and especially if it's a guy who's a. I don't think he was taking away him being a great champion. He just he's a boring fighter.
No, he took away because he basically said he fought no one. He ducked everybody.
Did he fight everybody? Did he fight everybody who came up?
Well, in my opinion, he did. He brought out 2 names. I think he brought out Paul Williams, and I forgot who the other person is. He said 2 other names that he supposedly should have fought, and he didn't fight. I don't remember why he didn't fight them, but the boxing game is so political. It's so political. There are reasons why people don't fight when there's reasons. They're just sometimes the 2 factions just can't get together. One's fighting on HBO, one's fighting on Showtime, and for whatever the reason, they can't make the fight happen. So I'm not going to sit here and say that he ran away from these guys. And he fought everybody that was there, in my opinion. He's 49-0. We've seen him go out and destroy basically everybody. I mean, the people don't even get a chance to even touch him. But yet still, he's running from people. I don't understand. So in my opinion, for you to say that boxing's better off without him, yes, you are taking away from his greatness. He even said, oh, you like to say that you and Rocky Marciano are the only 2 guys that are 49-0, whatever. Yeah, they are the only 2 guys 49-0. It's what it is. So it's taking away from what Floyd Mayweather did, and that's not fair because this guy should go down as one of the greatest boxers ever in the sport. He's a tactician, yes. He doesn't have a whole lot of knockout power, yes. but he deserves what he deserves because he did it his way. And he's going to probably be able to walk around and talk properly, whereas a guy like Muhammad Ali, who decided to take the rope-a-dope and make the fights exciting for everybody to see him get hit, now look at the situation he's in. So which one would you rather?
I mean, from a business standpoint, I'd rather be Floyd.
Well, I would think from any standpoint you want to be Floyd.
But I don't necessarily have an issue with Floyd. I'm not a boxing guy like that, so it doesn't. You're talking to the wrong one when it comes to that. But at the end of the day, that's his peer, and his peer is criticizing him. I don't know what you want me to say. I thought it was funny.
But you say that the guy is boring, yet still the guy has the biggest people ever. So let me understand. If he's so boring, why are people buying these fights? Why?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I've never bought a Floyd Mayweather fight.
There are millions and millions and millions of other people that are. It's the reason why he made.
You think? All right, let me ask you a question. When you watch a Floyd Mayweather fight, you think it's exciting? All right, I'll ask you that after the break. We'll be right back.
Smoking in their easy chair. On a backseat car without a care. But that's what makes the world go round. The ups and downs of carousel. Changing people sails around. Going around your land. People make the world go round. But that's what makes the world go round. The ups and downs of carousel. Changing people sands around. Going around your land. People make the world go round. People make the world go round. People make the world go round. People make the world go round.
Full Disclosure Show. Again, please stay tuned for 12:01. Fully Disclosed, mixed by Mr. Breeze DBL. Please stay tuned. Before we went to the break, we were talking about the Oscar De La Hoya article in Playboy magazine where he ripped 49. Russell, you were having a question for me as we were going into the break. What you wanted to ask?
You think the Floyd Mayweather fights are exciting?
Do I think they're exciting? I enjoy them because I know he's a tactician and I know what he's set out to do, and he does it. And I respect it because he's not trying to get his head hit. Our brains are not rolling around like they're in a box somewhere and somebody's shaking it. So the fact that he stays away from getting hit, I respect that because it's a skill.
That's fine. It's just not exciting. That's all. I don't think it's an.
People behind fights.
I cannot explain that to you. I think it.
Fights.
Yeah, but I think that there's a. You know, and not fairly, but we have been doing it. There's so many people like you wanted. You didn't watch the Rousey fight, but you might have tuned in to watch it to see her lose. Half the Half the people tune in to see praying that Mayweather loses.
But that's part of the excitement, right?
Well, the fight's not exciting. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you want to see him lose. The fight's not an exciting fight. Like if you're going for and the best thing I could do is this. You don't want to see the San Antonio Spurs play. They played basketball. They score buckets. It's boring to you though. They're effective. You don't want to tune in and see them though. But
I don't watch them.
But
and I don't. So
it's smart basketball, right? So why not?
I'm not saying that it is. I'm not saying it's not smart basketball. I don't particularly care for that brand of basketball. But let's make something different though. The guys that Floyd Mayweather is fighting have to bring something to the table. So it's up to him to make the fight exciting? Because that's what you're telling me. So Manny Pacquiao was supposed to be this, he's going to be in his face and aggressive and all of this stuff. Yeah, Manny Pacquiao did absolutely nothing in that fight. You know why he did nothing? Because Floyd renders these guys helpless. They can't get into whatever it was they want to do because Floyd is just that great. They can't hit him. So therefore, it makes it not exciting to people. That's fine. To me, I enjoy it. Because it says to me that, you know what? Manny Pacquiao will go to the next guy and he'll be able to stand there toe-to-toe and beat this dude and hit this dude and make it look great. He can't do it to this guy. He can't do it. He can't do it. And that's part of Floyd's greatness to me.
Well, obviously everybody doesn't agree with you.
Well, we know everybody doesn't agree, but there's a whole lot of people that do because there's a whole lot of people buying them fights. For whatever the reason, they're buying them.
Fine.
They're buying them.
I think boxing is down in general, and there are some hardcore boxing fans, and people want to see. And look, and let me tell you something, right? But I'm gonna tell you this. Right? He's still a big enough game. I'm not saying he's not a big name in the sport, and I'm telling you, some people want to see him because they're fans, and some people want to see him. They want to see him lose.
That's anybody, though. It's anybody. I don't care who you are. It's anybody. People want to see Mike Tyson lose. It's anybody.
For whatever reason, somebody buys the fight, Mo. You just said it yourself. It's not an exciting thing to watch. Like for me, I'm less than a casual boxing fan. Hey, I still haven't watched the entire look, and I was at the Pacquiao, not at the fight, but people buy or watch the fight. I still haven't watched the entire fight. Even like I wasn't watching the entire fight while I was on. I was more interested in hanging out with the people who were there watching the fight. Because it wasn't like I had to be like, shh, let me watch this fight like I'm watching the Golden State Warriors or something where I'm like, let me watch every play. Because it's just not exciting to me. So when I found out who won, we finished drinking and that's that. And it comes on HBO the next week. I haven't watched it yet. I still haven't watched it. I don't know if I've ever watched an entire Mayweather fight intently.
That's just because you're just not boxing.
Well, I'm saying you're talking about the casual guy. The casual fan and me had me watching a fight, attending a fight party, but I was attending the party not to see Mayweather. I was attending the party because it was a gathering for people who wanted to see Mayweather. There's a reason to get together because he's on fighting. Pacquiao and Mayweather are fighting each other. I'm not sure if I've ever gone to a fight party where Floyd was fighting by himself.
So two things. What do you mean fighting by himself?
I mean fighting without a big name fight. Him just fighting somebody like, and to give you.
He fights to somebody. It don't matter.
Well, fighting somebody of note, somebody that's the casual fan would know. If you named all 49 people that Floyd beat, I wouldn't know all 49 of them. That's what I'm saying.
Here's my point. You moved on to you going to a fight party. Those don't count in the pay-per-view numbers. That there were 10 people at one fight party. It counts as one buy. Whether it was 10 people or 20 people, it doesn't matter. So I don't care about that side of it. Right. We're talking about what was bought, right? And there were millions and millions and millions of pay-per-views bought to watch this guy.
I'm just speaking for me. In the years past, I used to host fight parties. I'm not a boxing fan, so I buy the fight. So I'm a buy, but I bought it to have the party, not to watch the fight. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying everybody does that, but I was like, people want to get together. You watching the fight? I'd be like, I'll get it. Y'all come through.
But here's my point, though. Who else are they doing that for?
Yeah,
who else are you buying to have a fight party to have people at your house for?
Yeah. He's a polarizing figure. Fine, we got that. He's a polarizing guy, and I think that he's a great. Wait. First off, and for what he does, I'm not saying that he's not great at what he does. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, it is boring to watch, though. You can be great at something. That's why I said the Spurs. They're pretty great at what they do. But it may be boring to watch. You talk about the Patriots throwing 5-yard passes. They're great at what they do. It might not be exciting to you. They're great at what they do, though. But if you don't think watching the Patriots is exciting, that's your business. People tune in to watch the Patriots all the time. They don't play the most exciting brand of football, but why do people tune in to watch them? I don't know. They're great at what they do.
I can't put the Patriots in that conversation. The Spurs, yeah, I'm not gonna put the Patriots.
Why?
In that
They're not exciting to watch, are they?
Well, that's not necessarily true because sometimes they put up 49 points
Oh,
out
okay.
of nowhere. It
Okay.
happens. They average 30-some points a game. So I'm not gonna sit here and make that.
So they-
make
so
that
they- so
I
they're-
just hate the Patriots. Period.
Okay.
I just hate them.
Okay.
That's just me. So it has nothing to do with whether they're exciting or not. I just hate the Patriots.
Would you watch a Patriot game?
I watch them, yes, all the time. When they play the Giants and the Jets, I do watch them.
And you
Or
hate
when
them.
they're playing the national game of the year, I watch it.
And you hate them?
And I hate them.
Okay.
But I wouldn't go out and pay for it. And
Oh,
they're
okay.
I wouldn't go out and pay for it.
Okay.
I'm not going to pay to watch the Patriots play a game. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to put out my $79.99 to watch the Patriots play in a Super Bowl. That I'm not doing.
And what I'm saying to you is, for me, I'm gonna give you the same example. If it wasn't me having some kind of gathering or something, I'm not paying $79. If I was just by myself, I'm not paying $79 to watch Floyd.
I don't disagree with you, but my point is that you're not going to find another boxer that you're going to even look to do it, whether to have a gathering or not. Who else are you doing that for?
Oh,
There's not another boxer out there that you're going to do it for. So again, it speaks to his great. It's Floyd. So and just to wrap this back around to what Oscar was saying, Oscar was basically saying that sport's better without him. It's just not a true statement. It's not true at all. It's dumb.
Okay. Well,
And
I
it's
guess
not fair because he needed Floyd in his sport. He made money off of Floyd. He needed Floyd in his sport. But then he's going to turn around and say that, he's boxing's better off without him. Come on, get out of here with that. Miss me. Completely miss me with it.
Okay, but that's fine. I'll respect everything you're saying there. But let me just tie this last point in. So, I mean, I can say the same thing when you hated Ronda Rousey's cockiness. Nobody's tuning in to see any other chicks fight. Nobody.
Okay. I don't disagree.
So when she's cocky, she can say, "Yeah, I'm the only person people will ever buy a pay-per-view for." So why would I be upset with her being cocky then? Because she's carrying that sport then. Why not be cocky?
About her I don't like. It's not necessarily her. It's just something about her that turns me off.
Okay, well then look. But you said she didn't. You don't think that she's done enough to have the right to be cocky. She's carrying. Wait a minute. She's carrying the woman's UFC. She got that whole mantle on her back.
She's been through 10 fights.
So I don't care if she's carrying it.
UFC was going on before her. Let's not make it seem like the UFC wasn't happening before Ronda Rousey. It was happening before Ronda Rousey.
But she
She's
had a significant
carrying that sport.
significant input on how that sport in general. man.
Listen, I'm not telling you that she has not had a significant. She did her part. Yes, the UFC fight game had started already, and she came and she took it to the next level. Yes, not knocking her for that, but she's only had 10 fights. Let's just keep it 100.
And then wait a minute.
but
And somebody's got 10 fights and able to take over UFC like that in 10 fights. Yeah, she got a right to be cocky.
Yeah, her fights, man. In total, it was like 60 seconds, man.
It wasn't somebody for her to fight. Now she got somebody for her to fight. I tell you what, we won't hear about Ronda Rousey no more. How about that?
Oh,
How about that?
yeah, I
we
bet.
won't hear about Ronda.
Yeah, I bet you we
She's gonna
will.
get her little lip done, and she'll come back from plastic surgery. She's gonna go back. She's gonna fight Holly Holmes again. She's gonna get a taste of that leather again. Then she's gonna retire and go make movies. Let's just keep it 100.
Did you see what Dana White? Did you see the interview with Dana White?
What an interview with Dana White. Yes.
Dana White up there looking like he ready to cry.
Yeah, he was.
Right,
Because his cow is gone. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'm the cow. I can be cocky.
Okay.
I am this sport. I can be cocky.
But I tell you what, she won't be cocky after 2 or 3 months.
Fine, but she was cocky up.
Go off into oblivion.
All good, Mo. She was cocky up to that point, and she could be. Because I got the commissioner out here looking like he wants to cry because I lost.
You know, and you know what? That's a bad job by Dana White, because the reality is he should have been supporting Holly Holmes at that particular point, because she's now your champion.
That's
so
fine.
It's a bad job on him.
Listen,
Terrible
we could talk about that all day. That's fine. All I'm saying is to answer your original question of the day. Yes, she got a right to be cocky because she's carrying that sport. Period.
She ain't carrying that sport no more. So let's.
Well, she carried it. She was, and you know what? And she might not be cocky. And she might not be cocky this morning.
She's done for me.
I saw enough that she's done. She ain't beating that woman. She's done.
She
It's over.
look, she might not be cocky today, but when she was cocky yesterday, when you was talking about she was too cocky, she had a right to be. Put it that way.
But see, and here's part of the problem. She was trying to be cocky with another guy who's the best in his sport, and she running her mouth to him. She needs to stop.
She was the best in her sport.
She needs to stop. But there ain't no conversations about who's the best at the best. No conversation.
She was the best in her sport.
Yeah, you know what? There's somebody who's also the best at curling too, but I don't expect them to be trying to have no conversation with Floyd Mayweather. Let's just keep it 100 of what it is. Just keep it 100. There's somebody who's the best at curling, and nobody cares. Nobody.
Somebody cares. You just don't care.
Okay.
So when you don't care, you think nobody cares.
Nobody.
Everybody should only care about the stuff that you care about.
Nobody cares about curling.
Oh, I'm sure somebody cares about curling.
No, there's 5 people out there that do. I get it.
Well, then don't discount the 5 people.
I completely get it. All right, switching roles again. Des Bryant was in the news this week. He had a tirade at his locker. So he was having an interview. I guess it was after the practice. He was having an interview, and there's an ESPN guy, John Taylor is his name. He writes for ESPN.com, and apparently he had wrote an article that Des Bryant has some issues with.
John Taylor.
Yeah, John Taylor. He had some issues with an article that was written about him. So Dez was seeking him out when it was time for the media to come in to have the interview. So he asked where he was. So the guy spoke up and said, I'm over here, whatever. So they started getting into a shouting match, Dez and the reporter. So at one point, Devin Streeter, who's a wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, lesser known, he kind of got into the conversation. I guess I assumed he was trying to calm it down, but he was saying something. And supposedly, Jacques-Jean Taylor made a comment of, ain't nobody talking to you anyway. Get out of here. And supposedly he used a racial epithet of the N-word. And that set Dez Bryant off. And he essentially was caught on camera yelling and screaming at the media. And obviously it's the Dallas Cowboys, so you know it's going to go 10. And he was going on and on and on about how this guy's using racial epithets. It's not fair. He does. On and on and on. So now there's just more turmoil in that Dallas Cowboy locker room. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't think there's nobody to corroborate Dez's story of this guy using the N-word either, unless it just happened yesterday.
So far, there hasn't been anybody corroborate.
Accounts there are usually Cowboy staff people around when the stars are having interviews, right? And so nobody off on something. I know he was upset about the article that was written. But did he go off on something that he thought he heard, that he didn't hear, nobody else heard? Look, man, I have a different opinion about reporters and everything, even having a locker room. I'm one of those guys who think that there should be a room outside the locker room and you go talk to those guys. Give them a cool down period, whether it's practice, whether you want to. I mean, I know for the people want to hear this raw emotion until they hear it. And then when they hear it, if you talk to somebody right after they lose or right after a hard practice or right after a moment of frustration, and then you get it and then you're upset with it. So go out there, wait for these guys to cool down, wait a half hour. See, the whole thing is, and I was reading this somewhere, the whole part of the media going into the locker was that all these reporters, these print reporters were trying to make deadlines.
Absolutely.
And so they couldn't wait. They don't want to wait that day to go in and change and get treatment and do whatever. But if you want to go see a guy right after the heat of the moment, you never know what his reaction is going to be. You can't expect guys to be able to turn it on and turn it off in 2 seconds. They should be a cool down period where they can just say, okay, let me gather my thoughts. But the reporters want to get the stuff, get it before some PR guy gets in your ear and says, hey, don't be talking about this. And that's the price you pay. So, hey, whatever. I don't really care what they say gets done in the locker room. And I've said this on the show before, even with, people from outside the locker room go in the locker room and get in the locker room. That's their sanctuary. So if you want to go in, but there are no rules in this locker room. So dudes want to be walking around naked, deal with it, Like it's just going to be what it's going to be. So they're cursing and they're doing whatever the rules of their locker room is, the rules of their locker room. I do respect Jacques-Jean, though, because a lot of these reporters write stuff and never go face-to-face with the players. So it wasn't like he was running from whatever he wrote. So I do get.
Okay, but then I'm going to give him a negative because if he's sitting there having an argument with a player, that's wrong. It's not professional. So, and not necessarily argument. You can have debate, but you can't be screaming back. So, as an ESPN writer, you can't be having a screaming match back and forth with the player.
That's fine.
From a negative. And if he made the comment of basically get out of here, nobody was talking to you, to the other player, to Devin Streeter, then I got a problem with that too.
Okay, that's fine. I didn't listen.
Make sure I put that out there.
I didn't act like the dude was perfect, but I don't know how long. I don't care what situation I'm in. I don't know how long if somebody was yelling at me like that.
You turn around and walk away, right?
I don't know if I would.
Why not?
Why should I have to?
Well, because you're a professional. The guy, it's what you are.
I may be wrong, dude. I'm not saying that that's the right thing. I'm just listen. Everybody makes a bad decision at some point. There's a fine line, especially in a heavily testosterone situation, where you got to just be standing up and not walking away, putting your tail between your legs. Why they ever would have any contact is in a work environment.
Just that particular time, right? You got to take the.
Taking it. All right, 1 hour in the books, 1 hour to go. We'll be right back on the other side.
One minute after hour, back to the Full Disclosure Show. Again, please stay tuned from 12 to 1. It's hip hop, R&B, and club classics. So I want to turn our attention to a little bit of NBA. There's quite a few things in the NBA I kind of want to talk about the bulk of this hour. I wanted to start off with the fact that the Los Angeles Clippers, with DeAndre Jordan, went back and played the Dallas Mavericks this week. So for those of you who don't remember, over the summer, DeAndre Jordan, the starting center for the Los Angeles Clippers, gave a verbal commitment to go and switch teams. He was going to leave the Los Angeles Clippers and go play for the Dallas Mavericks. Well, over basically a weekend, 3-4 days, he changed his mind and decided to stay with the Clippers. And it was a whole big hubbub about what was going on. and the fact that he changed his mind. So this is a well-anticipated reunion, I guess, of sorts, or return of some sorts of DeAndre coming back to Dallas. So that happened earlier this week, and everybody was there. Clearly, when DeAndre Jordan came out, he was booed. I thought that he would be, but he was booed. And that's absolutely the fans' rights. And the only reason, ultimately, the Dallas Mavericks went on and won the game, so they're not there. They did the hack of Jordan at some parts of the game, and that actually came because the momentum switched when they started that whole hack of Jordan situation in the late third quarter. But I brought it up because I want to talk about Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban is one of the brightest men when it comes to being an innovator in sports, and just in business in general. But in this scenario, I think Mark Cuban is acting like a jilted woman. Still. Now here we are, basically 4 or 5 months later. Yeah, I said it. He's acting like a jilted woman.
Oh wow!
And I respect Mark Cuban, but I'm going to tell the truth about it. This guy still has the text messages from DeAndre Jordan in his phone. Ain't nobody talking to you anyway. The guy decided not to come to your team. This guy's the same guy now saying he is. Listen, why? Just say his name. Who cares, right? If somebody's going to ask you about it, respond and move on. You moved on, right? You want Julia, who's your starting center now. You got Darren Williams there now, who's your starting point guard. You've already come out and said that you're DeAndre Jordan. Why are you still holding on to this facade of DeAndre Jordan? You sound like the jilted lover because you want your girl back, and it's all it can be. So I don't know if you guys have any thoughts about this.
Wow.
But he really needs to let it go.
The jilted lover and you.
He needs to let it go. It just bothers me. Oh, he's absolutely acting like the jilted lover.
Wow. Again, man, I don't read as much into these things as you do, obviously. I think so many of these things are PR things to stay relevant, to stay in the Cuban's name, got us talking about. We wouldn't be talking about the Dallas Mavericks or Cuban for any other reason than this saga that's going on. And so to keep that name in our mouths, these guys do these ridiculous things, and I can look at it for what it is. I don't, I think that there was a point where there's still some confusion about what actually happened. So, was Mark Cuban riding around Dallas, or was he not?
What's the report? Yes. And notice you haven't seen him anywhere. I haven't seen him anywhere. Have you guys seen him?
No, I really haven't.
Okay.
Now,
I haven't seen him at all.
I haven't paid attention, so I'm not sure.
Normally you wouldn't have to, right? You would just see him because at one point, he kind of took over for Stephen A. Smith as the NBA guy for ESPN. But neither here nor there. We'll get back to him in a second because I want to touch that. It was reported by a reporter from ESPN. That has nothing to do with DeAndre Jordan, right? The fact that what happened there's no misunderstandings of what happened. DeAndre Jordan realized that he made a mistake.
Right.
He made it handle it probably properly. If you want to say that Cuban feels jilted because it wasn't handled properly, I agree. As a man, he took Cuban and said, "Listen, dude, I've changed my mind." For whatever reason, he didn't want to. Right? He didn't. He decided to stay at home. At this point, let's let it get to Mark Cuban and how many guys he's cut in the middle of the season he just got rid of. And these people thought that they were going to be there. Should they be out talking about Mark Cuban then?
I mean, who would?
We tell them to move on at this point, right?
Yeah, but if you don't care, then you don't care. Like, it's not a big deal to me. I care. I don't care.
I care because it's all over the media, and I got to watch it. That's why I care.
You don't have to watch it.
Well, if I'm going to watch sports, I got to watch it.
And I haven't I saw it during the game, but I didn't see anything about that yesterday. I didn't see anything about that today. It was for the hype of the game. And you know what? Blame ESPN why don't you blame them for the music they're playing before the game for a week? Playing the Phil Collins song before the week. Kind of hyping up the "You Left Me" or "You" whatever the song was that they did. But put some of the blame on them too, because they're playing all into it. All these.
I don't have an issue with that.
Of course you don't.
Because they're selling a product. No, ESPN is selling a product.
And Mark Cuban's selling a product.
What product is he selling?
He's selling him.
It's already sold already.
Wait a minute.
Nothing to do with this game.
He's selling himself and the Mavericks as a brand. That's what he's doing. He shouldn't do that. We only know Mark
I don't
Cuban.
think he's
But
selling
time
himself.
out. Look, if you look at the whole thing, we only know Mark Cuban because of all the nonsense that he does. We don't know no other owners. How many other basketball owners we know? We know the guy from the Lakers because he out there acting like a fool. I mean, the
We
Clippers.
know a lot of the
No, the
owners.
Clippers. Who's the owner of the Milwaukee Bucks? We know him. I don't know who that dude is. Huh?
Herb Sendek is his name.
Yeah, okay, but does the average dude know him? That's what I mean. No, we know Bomber because he's out there acting like a clown. We know Cuban because he's out here doing what he does. Some owners we know because they're just straight idiots, like Dolan. We know him because of that. But I don't know who the owner of the Wizards is. Who the owner of the Spurs? I never see him. Some owners go out there, they're trying to build their brand. That's what they do. I'm never gonna do. To build brands, I'm not gonna question what a billionaire does.
Oh, see, and I don't think that's fair because I started off by saying that I think he's a brilliant mind. I do. When it comes to sport, when it comes to this scenario, he's wrong. He needs to let it go.
You might just not like this particular tactic in his brand.
Listen, I'm not trying to stop the man from building his brand. I think he's brilliant.
Right.
Is overboard. He sounds like a jilted lover.
It might be a thing with this. They put the plaque on the mantle. This is something as a memento. But at the end of the day, we're talking about it, and people are going to be driven to even follow what's next because it keeps.
Let me ask you this question, right? And we can move on after this. Let me ask this question. Let me put this out here. What if? It's two questions. The first question is: do you gives the lead on how the fans are going to react to DeAndre Jordan when he's in town?
Say it again. The lead.
Do you think he leads the of how he's going to be treated when he comes in town?
No. If once he starts doing what he does in terms of social media and just putting it out.
So what happens when one of these fans goes overboard and they get punched in the face by DeAndre Jordan?
He can't, and there's nothing he can do about that. That's a human being. That's a grown person. Just like when at the football games when they're spewing all kinds of things at the players as they're coming up the ramp. Unless they're going to make a decision to jump up into the. That's not even. You can't
there's a cause and effect there.
People going to do what they do. People are inspired by anything on him.
You don't think there's a cause and effect? You don't think that
everything, but it's all on that individual on what they're affected from that particular situation.
So when when somebody starts to rally up a mob in the middle of something, and it turns into something,
choose to be a part of that.
Right.
Because of whatever that action is going to
be. But they're going to take the person who started the actual mob, and they're going to make an example of that person because they started it. That's what the law.
Okay.
Right?
So,
am I wrong about that? So you the ex-law enforcement person. Am I wrong about that?
I mean, there's a charge called.
Right. So there is an ordinance for excessive booing. So all the doggone.
I mean, what did
because he instigated the.
Yeah, what did Cuban do to incite a riot?
Oh, he absolutely was out there talking about, you guys should boo as loud as you can. Listen,
they do that in every arena.
We get it, but all I'm telling you is it just creates another atmosphere outside of the arena.
No, I mean every arena they encourage you to make noise when the other players are doing every arena.
In their head.
Listen, encourage you to make noise and specifically say you need to boo DeAndre Jordan.
He didn't. Well, first off, he didn't say go out there and jump on him. He said boo him.
I didn't say that he did.
He's not gonna get in trouble.
I don't see it yet. I don't see it. I gotta see something. I gotta see him progress within those years. Right now, they're saying 5 years. Because you can say that about anybody that comes right out of college and has a good year. You can see it from the beginning.
I see something special with this kid, man.
Oh, listen.
I see a lot special with him too, but to say Dirk in 5 years is too early to say, man.
Okay, is Dirk light? How about that?
Oh, he can be a poor man's Dirk.
Right, is he Dirk light?
Yeah, he can be a poor man's Dirk.
He was definitely underestimated by a lot of people.
See, I won't call him Dirk because I actually think he could do some things that Dirk can't.
Yeah, I agree.
Athletic than Dirk.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
But I don't think who Dirk is.
We'll agree.
That's why I'm saying that. I mean, Dirk is
5 points a night.
5
years from now, he's going to be the leader of that team. Is he 25 a night? Which means he's getting any shot he wants.
25.
25, that's big. I could definitely see him 20, no doubt about it, because he has, again, the skill set. But there's so many things that come into play within this time of injuries. And that's the thing that's always being judged. It's like just like now, they're 1-8, and it's like, oh well, he's not as good as everybody says that he can't be. LeBron showed that in the playoffs last year. I don't care how great you are, you can't carry the team by yourself. And the same issues that he's having with the coaching, the new coach, and everything else, everybody else is too.
So Greaves, I know I don't know how close, but I know we're close to things. Kevin Love, I'm just gonna say his name.
Mm-hmm.
So one part of your question. The other part of your question is, you want to bring LeBron in. The thing is, you said playoffs. This guy's not going to playoffs.
No. I'm just using that as an example in terms of it's not even so much the platform. I'm just using it as the situation where there was multiple people hurt. He's Bron, as it hands down, he's the man right now. All right, carry us, get us there. And for some point in time in those games when they were depleted, he was doing it. He was. But my point being, does that tarnish his greatness because he's so great he didn't get them there?
LeBron's greatness is not in question at all. LeBron's greatness is not in question at all here.
All right,
I'm saying, listen, I think Anthony Davis.
Let's hold that thought for break because I think Sue has something that he wants to say as well.
Oh no, I'm good over here. We'll be back.
Sometimes pretend to be your friend. Smiling faces, show no traces of the love that within. Smiling faces, sometimes they don't tell the truth. Smiling faces, their lies, and I've got oh, yeah. They don't tell the truth. Smiling faces, their lies, and I've got beware of the handshake they have to play. I will tell you, beware of the pat on the back. It just might hold smiling faces sometimes.
Back to the In Full Disclosure show. Again, you guys are about 38 minutes away from fully disclosed. Please stay tuned and listen from 12 to 1 p.m. All right, before we went to the break, we were talking about Anthony Davis, and Breeze had posed a couple of questions to me about his greatness and, are we tarnishing LeBron's greatness because he had people that was hurt? So
absolute phenomenal numbers, but the team is still 1-8.
It wouldn't be though. That's my point. It would not be. If he was scoring and having triple doubles, I have to believe that his team would be better. I would have to believe. If you're telling me he's at that level, I would have to believe his team is better. And history tells us that, right? So if you start looking at all the guys who played by themselves, whether it's Kevin Garnett, who had a long stretch by himself over there, whether it's Tim Duncan, who had a long stretch with him by himself over there, whether it's LeBron James, who had a long stretch. These guys had incredible years. Their teams were not 1-8.
Okay.
They just weren't 1-8. That's what history tells me.
Okay, so let me any other there are times where you be like early, you can't just look at a couple of games. It's early. It's this is that. But now in this situation, 9 games is good enough for you to see that.
No. I'm just telling you he's not a top 5 player in the game. Is my point.
Well, and go 1-8.
And
so you could be right. So you can make a judgment on 9 games. Look, if you go your first 9, cannot be a top 5 player. So I don't get a season, a half a season. I don't get something to find like in these 9 games you can make this. Now if I'm going against somebody you like and I take
argue that fair statement.
right, so if I was to go against you, one of your guys, I talked about Kyrie. You told me it's only 4 years. He only been in the league 4 years.
What we talking about? You gotta tell me what the context.
Well,
Tell me what the context was.
Well, you was telling me how Kyrie was such a star, and I was like, he over there 4 years can't get more than 20 wins.
Yeah, he was a star. He is a star.
Get more than 20 wins.
I'm not saying Anthony Davis is not a star.
No, I'm asking you a totally different question. I'm asking you you could be a star and not. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We saw Kevin Love do it.
He wasn't a star to you.
He was a star. He wasn't a superstar. He was a star. You can't deny that he was a star.
Was Kyrie a superstar?
No.
Kyrie a superstar now?
No, he's not. I've said this before.
Okay. All right.
He's my favorite player in the league.
Okay.
Yes. He's not a superstar.
Okay.
So we know that I only think there's a handful of superstars in this league. There's a handful. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. And honestly, right now, it's only about 3 of them. It's only about 3 of them.
Who are they?
LeBron, Kevin Durant, and maybe there's 4. LeBron, Kevin Durant, his running mate. Oh wait, there's no more superstars in the NBA. I don't even think Carmelo's a superstar anymore.
Blake's not a superstar. I mean, I'm gonna use my 9-game sample size. He over there getting 30.
No, he's not a superstar.
Wow.
No. He's a star though. He's not a superstar. There's something that's still missing about his game, and I love Blake. But I'm gonna knock Kevin Love now, though. Yes, I am, because LeBron says the offense is gonna run through Kevin Love. Listen. I'm almost to the point where I'm going to agree with you, where I wouldn't have made the trade for Kevin Love for the young boy Anthony Wiggins. I'm almost at that point. I can see to you the fact that trade shouldn't. I'm close. Like I'm this close to making that statement.
Yeah, maybe you'll start listening to me.
Probably not.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
or not making that trade because this guy is. Listen, Kevin Love is a basketball player. I sit there and I watch him try to post people up in camp for it. He couldn't even post up Porzingis. And Porzingis has no wing, 0, none. Couldn't post him up and do anything with him. He made one good move. I give him credit. He did go one time to the baseline. Other than that, all he's doing is shooting threes, man. And if you want your power forward out there shooting 40% from the field, if you're okay with that, then fine. I'm not okay with my power forward because I go back from the old school where power forward shot 54, 55, 57% from the field. Not 40%. And that's what this guy is doing. That's what he's doing. And Kyrie comes back. He can't even get it done right now, being the second fiddle, getting any shot he wants. When Kyrie comes back, what's going to happen? Because Mo Williams is going to get his shots no matter what. So he's going to come off the bench. He's going to get his shots no matter what. What is Kevin Love going to do? He's going to go to 12 shots a game now, 11? Is that what he's going to do? Make me understand.
Look, man. Look, I don't think it's the greatest fit for what Kevin Love does there. I don't. And I said that before, man. I don't necessarily. But I haven't looked at Kevin Love that closely, so yeah, I haven't watched games as probably I should have to be able to speak on this with some relative certainty about what I'm saying. But
yeah, he's getting 35 minutes, 7%. He's averaging 12 rebounds a game. He's averaging 17 points.
Yeah.
And he's getting 15 shots a night.
Okay.
Listen. I don't know what else to tell you about him. Listen. And you know what? You say it's not the greatest fit for him. You know the only great fit? Put him back in Minnesota over there by himself. That's a great fit for him. That's what he is. That's a great fit for Kevin Love.
Okay.
That guy on the championship team as your second fiddle doing anything. Now, I'm going to tell you that Cleveland can't win. That I'm not going to tell you because they got the greatest player in the world on their team. You put him over there by himself, and he'll get back to his 25 and 12 points a night. That's all I'm going to say about it.
It's no scenario he can get 25 and 12 anyway. Away.
I don't expect him to get 25 and 12. But damn if I don't expect him to get 21, 22 right now with no Kyrie and shoot better than 39% from the field forward. Damn if I don't expect that.
Okay. Dude.
Is that too much to expect?
It's only 9 games.
Yeah.
Here's
the problem. I watched it last year too through his 40-something, 50-some games because he played with them last year too. I watched it then. It's just an extension. And now LeBron came out and said the offense runs through him. And this is what I get. Yeah, LeBron's gonna be heavy until Kyrie come back. His shoulder's gonna be heavy. 37 he had to put up last night. He's gonna have to continue to do that. And they lost. He's gonna have to continue to do that. Not that guy. I'm sorry.
So they lost because of Kevin Love.
I didn't say that at all. That's
I'm
not what
just-
I said.
I'm-
Listen, no, I didn't watch the game. I don't know why they lost. I'm just telling you, LeBron's shoulders is gonna be heavy until Kyrie come back. His shoulders will be heavy. That's all I'm saying. All that rest he thought he was gonna get, yeah, that's not happening. If he wants to stay if he cares about what his record is gonna be this year, yeah, that's not gonna happen. He's gonna have to go and make sure that team stays up at the top of that division.
All right. Maybe. Bro, maybe. I mean, I think Mo Williams is playing pretty well. I think if LeBron James make more than 60% of his free throws, that might help his cause too.
Well, they only got 2 losses. It's only their second loss.
Well, but you acting like right. But,
It's only their second loss, so it's not like they're not winning.
Kevin Love 17 and 12 ain't helping nobody.
I didn't say they're not.
I'm just asking you a question.
Well, obviously it helps the team to some degree. I'm not telling you the guy can't play. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm just telling you that 25 and 12 that we saw, mirage. I've been saying it from then. I'm still saying it now. Mirage. He's not an efficient player at all. At all. And he's not that good. That's it. That's all I'm saying. That's it. Golden State.
Chef.
11 and 0.
Chef.
Are we looking at 72 wins this year? Are they going to break that Chicago Bulls record?
Nah.
No?
I don't see that.
11 and 0, man. They had a good win last night against the Nets. I fully went to bed thinking the Nets were going to win that game last night. And they came back and won. I fully went to bed thinking they were. Steph Curry was off his game to start the first quarter. Completely off.
Oh, no doubt. Without question. He was absolutely off. Without question. I don't see 72's tough. It's too early to be thinking about 72, bro.
Really? So they got 82 games. They got 71 left.
They probably 13% into the. I mean, we got to see if they get it. Look, 2-game losing streaks, and you start really questioning this. That's how tight this is.
They get that 20 and 0. Then then it's like, wow, that's realistic. And it's not to say now they can't get on the roll, but it really is early, man. And God forbid any particular. Huh?
They're on a roll now.
No doubt. I mean, 11 is great, but I'm talking about, reaching that plateau, man. When you start getting that 20, 25 and 0, man, it's definitely, more realistically.
So
I mean, it's early.
The NBA record is 15 and 0. Do we think they're going to get there?
If I had to say, yes or no, definitely yes.
I don't know. 72 wins. I think they're going to be close. They're going to be high 60s for sure. For sure. 72. I just don't know if Steph Curry can continue to shoot the way he's shooting the ball. I just don't know. Your boy Klay Thompson, I don't know where he is.
He was hurt.
Oh, that's what's wrong with him?
Yeah. He had back. Something with his back.
All season?
No. Just last night.
No, I'm just saying all season. I don't know where he's been.
Oh, yeah.
He's not the same guy we watched last season. We agree with that?
Yeah, we can agree with that.
So earlier this week, I put out a tweet to you guys and some other people. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, or Damian Lillard and McCollum for Portland Trailblazers. Best backcourt. And everybody said Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. And I agree with that statement.
Yeah, it's early. We only got to see 9 games of McCollum like this. But they're a problem.
So I put the tweet out as really more of a thinking tweet, right? Because I knew who would have better backcourt. But Lillard and McCollum are the real deal.
Oh, without question.
And McCollum, what was he? Not LaSalle.
He played at Lehigh.
Lehigh.
Yes.
Yeah, he was nice, man. He was
Yes.
nice.
He got hurt last year. Yeah, he got hurt a lot last year.
Yeah.
But now on ESPN today, there was an interview with Bradley Beal and John Wall, and they asked who was the best backcourt, and they said that we are. And Hannah Storm said, well, wait a minute. Everyone thinks that Curry and Klay Thompson. He said, yeah, but we do it on both ends of the court, is what John Wall said. Any arguments about that comment?
Yes.
I like them. I like both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think, first off, I think clearly Klay plays D. So I guess they're talking about Steph.
And Steph getting them steals, son.
Steph's a good team defender.
Steph's a good team defender, yes. So I don't get that. There's a lot of hate for Steph out there. In the league. In the league.
Well, I don't know why there's a lot of hate. They need to stop it because
they do.
He won.
All right, coming up next, more NBA. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
I can dedicate this song to Junior Park. A cousin, it's going on. We'd like to kind of carry on in his name. I say, I don't know why I love you like I do. I know all the changes that you put me through. Used all my money, my cigarettes, and I haven't seen how to have you yet. I don't know what to take me. I know I'm staying.
Minutes after the In Full Disclosure show. Shouts to our one of our listeners out there, Mr. Aviator Life. I know he was on a check-in today. Also, AR, I just got your text. I'm sorry I missed looking at my phone. I will definitely reach out to you after the show. So before we went to the break, we were talking about the NBA. And we were talking about whether Golden State was going to make it to 72 wins. I wanted to kind of go to the other end of the spectrum, the Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets are struggling right now. I'm not sure what's going on with that team, but I think everyone thought that team was going to be a lot better. And again, we are very early into the season at this particular point. But their record right now is pretty pretty sad and a little bit unbelievable that they're 4-6. Now, Dwight Howard has not been playing every night. I know they've been bringing him back from his injury kind of slow. They went out and they added the point guard and Ty Lawson, who was supposed to help that team. James Harden started off slow with his scoring, but they might be in a little bit of trouble out here. Yes, dust is going to settle. Right now, they're about 6 games back, 6.5 games behind. Dust is going to settle in the West. I get it. But some of these teams that are not bad. So looking at the West, Phoenix Suns 5-4, the Denver Nuggets are 5-5, the Utah Jazz and the Minnesota Timberwolves are 4-5, and Portland, who I don't think is going to continue, but they're 4-6. And I still have, and Houston's 4-6, and Memphis 4-6. So I don't know. I think Houston's going to sneak in at the end. But do you guys have any thoughts about what's going on there and why that team has not gelled as of yet?
Well, first off, I mean, I think it's going to be time for everybody acclimated with each other. I'll start really looking at the teams. They're struggling after 20% of the – we get to about 20 games, and I guess that's closer to 25%. But we get to about 20 games, and then in 20 games, you should be able to gel with somebody. You got 20 games plus – whatever practices you have. And in the NBA, they don't have many practices during the season. But throughs, whatever, you know, you got some time to be able to build some chemistry with your new teammates. So I've tried to – now is the point where I'm really going to start looking. We're going to be able to see what people are coming up. You know, we'll be able to make some accurate predictions after the next 10 games. So say this team's going to be for real. This team's not going to be for real. I can see them coming back. I can see them having an issue, whatever. So – it's just tough to see it, and that's why I'm even saying what I'm saying about Golden State. Golden State's coming out with a purpose, but I hope, almost like a track meet, I hope they didn't come out the gate too fast. You know what I mean? And then the only thing that they have going for them is their youth, so you would think that they'd be able to sustain. And when you look at it in actuality, they're not playing a ton of minutes. But the intensity of having to go out there every night, and it's a weird thing because I would think that if I was going out there every night, I'd be going out there to win every night. You take it to, you know, and yeah, I'm worried about a little burnout. But as far as these other teams that are struggling, Houston, I mean, I think I've seen enough done.
They're done.
Right. So, I mean, in my opinion, I absolutely think that they're done. Yeah. Said I agree with you about the Portland thing. I just don't know if they have enough to even. But they could be. I wouldn't be shocked they won 48 games to go. Phoenix was winning 49 games. They won 49 games. We were scratching our head trying to figure out how'd you do that. You know, just barely missing the playoffs. So I could say a team like that. As far as the Rockets go, I just think that, and you always use this phrase, I'm not sure what it is that they're missing. You've got talent, but talent has to mesh. So I don't know if the talent that they have really meshes to the level that's going to take them to, you know, propel them to one of the elite teams in the league. And James Harden's game, is productive as he is, it's not really conducive to team basketball.
Correct.
So, I mean, you know, it takes him a long time to set up his shot. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4 between the legs before he makes his move. And so it just messes with the continuity of the entire team. So I never took the Rockets seriously. Like, even when even last year, I was just like, the way James plays, we don't see that as being winning basketball, especially when it comes to playoff time. So I'm not sure.
Here's why I took the Rockets. I look at Dwight Howard, and I think that Dwight Howard has really, really, really underachieved as a player, whether it's through injuries or whatever it is. But physically, this guy's a specimen, and he has talent and skills. And when he's engaged every night, he puts up really good numbers at times. Why I'm sour on Dwight Howard.
That's why I'm sorry. What'd you say, Mo?
That's why I'm sour on Dwight Howard, because I'm starting to believe he is a DeAndre Jordan type. It's where I'm putting his game at. Is what's going on.
And that's fine. I just don't think that he believes that he's a DeAndre Jordan type. And so, like, he's saying that. I mean, he's been a guy who's been out here and put up some numbers in this league. And so I'm sure that he still thinks that he can do that. But the issue is, you know, and it's what I told you before. We discussed this on the air before. You've got guys who will go out and shoot all the time, and there's other players. And you've said it, you're a professional, it shouldn't happen, but it does. And other players get disengaged when I'm jack up threes all day, and I'm just running up and down the court. and I'll get the ball if I get an offensive rebound. And then outside of Ariza's the only guy. Ariza and the kid, the guard kid, Beverly.
Beverly.
I don't know if it's anybody else. So everybody coming to the hole. Y'all want me to play D, run down here, and get offensive rebounds. Yeah, I mean, I think that sometimes it affects people as a professional does. So if you don't have guys engaged in the game offensively, the rest of their game seems to suffer. We see it all the time. See it in the, you got a big guy out there, you got a bunch of guards just jacking it up, and then expecting the big guy to just throw them the ball and do whatever. Then this dude's just like, yeah, what am I think that? But if you got a guy who knows his role, so you got a guy that said, this is all I do, a Dennis Rodman type or whatever, who's not trying to compliment to play with guys who want to shoot all the time.
Gotcha.
I think that's one of the biggest reasons, man, why you seeing that decline. Sue put it, so greatly. He, in his mind, he's still that guy. He's still talented. It didn't work out in LA because they didn't believe I had the talent. I come here in Houston, I'm that guy. I'm not showing it whether injury or because Harden is sucking it up. But he is that distance in terms of what he thinks he is and what he actually is. That's going to be tough.
That's it. Let me ask you guys this question. If I switched and put Boogie Cousins, do you think that Boogie Cousins would be getting the ball in the post?
I really think he will because if nothing else, his personality. He would put himself in a position in that hole, to get it. And I don't think Dwight has that because sometimes it's like when he has that demeanor where he's aggressive and he's assertive, which is not really him because he's not that type of guy. He's not that bullish type come off like that. But his mentality isn't like that. So the temperament, I think, has a lot to do with it. But if Boogie was there, I think it'd be a whole different picture because, he commands that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but there's also one more thing. Even if, it's how I differentiate superstars, right? Can you get yours and let other people get theirs? Not a question of can you just get yours. So going to Boogie Cousins 20 times a game, that James Harden still gets 27. 28.
He probably gets 24.
Okay, but and that's what I mean. It's about the meshing of the personalities as well. So is he gonna be all right with that, or is he out here trying to this year show why MVP last year?
Yeah, but I think if they're winning, I think Harden would be okay with that. Like if they are a legit contender, I think Harden would be okay with that.
I really don't know because I'm not sure. And you know what? I don't know enough about the guy to know that. I know that he wanted to be more than 18 a game over OKC, and they went to the finals. And they might have had a better chance if he played better, because he played horrible in that final.
Played horrible. That's the difference.
Right.
Speaking of OKC, really quickly, Kevin Durant hurt again. Pammy, should we start the worries? Story. All right, we got 7 minutes left. Let's move to the NFL. As you see, I'm in my full Dallas gear today, so I want everybody to see I got my number 88 on today, and I got my Dallas hat on.
By the way, I should have took that second order of wings from you last week. Oh, I was so sick about that. I'm so sick.
So I'm starting with this because today is our season, in my opinion. Because today is it. We're 2-6. Tony Romo comes back next week. If we lose today to Tampa Bay, I think it's unrealistic for us to believe that Tony Romo is going to run off the next 6 games or 7 games left and us to win. I think it's unrealistic. I think that division 9 is going to be a game winner. Division. So 9-7, I think, is going to actually get into the playoffs and win that division. We cannot lose today to Tampa Bay. We just can't. Teams on all games on my 5 for the week. We can't lose to Tampa Bay. We've been close, had a chance to win them all. If they lose today, I'm probably here on a platter, and they give it back to us. But I just can't expect Dallas to go 6-0 or 7-0 once Tony Romo is back. I can't. 7-0.
But Tony Romo's the premier quarterback, man. That's what premier quarterbacks do.
He absolutely is, but I do fully expect him to come back with run.
He don't even need this. He's such a great quarterback. He can do it on his own. He's the man.
That's not what anybody said.
Oh.
The reality is he makes a major difference on this Dallas Cowboy team. That's the reality of it.
I had a faith, man. He can do it. Sir.
And when came back next week, he'd go back to the bench, holding the clipboard. Let's just keep it 100. He's better off where he is in Tampa.
Like this?
Yes.
Uh,
Who you got in this game, Sewell?
wow. Is it in Tampa? Wow. Tampa.
Can we put wings on this one?
You gonna give me the points?
In this game?
It points in every game.
Let me look. I'm not really. I gotta give you points. They on the road without their quarterback.
Hey,
And they 0-6 without him. But I gotta give you points.
I got
Okay, and that rookie quarterback's 4-4.
5 on you.
Let me get back to you on that one.
All right.
Minnesota at Oakland.
Oakland.
It's at Oakland.
I got
Yeah.
Oakland. I like Oakland.
Wow, you're not gonna give Teddy Bridgewater and AP any credit?
It's Teddy.
Yeah, they cleared him.
No, I'm wow.
I like Teddy too, but
I
they're playing
do.
in Oakland.
I'm gonna take young fella.
Derek Carr.
Take Derek Carr.
Okay, it's a toss-up to me.
Yeah, you got the gun to my head. I gotta pick one.
Yeah, I probably would take Oakland too. New England coming to play the Giants. The Giants have knocked off New England every time they've been undefeated. Who you got?
And the next 5 times they play, I got New England too.
I'll say that about England. The NFC East is terrible. And I think New England's going to win that game.
I don't have a whole lot of faith in New York. I'm hoping they'll come strong, but I just don't see them beating the Patriots today.
So Arizona going to play Seattle at Seattle. Arizona 6-2 leading the division. Seattle 4-4.
I called it from the beginning, and
They're at home.
I don't care. I watched Cam go up there and get a win. I don't care about that.
Right.
As pedestrian as Cam is, because we know.
I never said Carson Palmer is way better than Cam, but okay. Last game, Miami at Philadelphia, as far as the division is concerned, and Miami, they're still hanging around. They're 3-5, but they got a new coach, and they smacked by New England last week, so we didn't expect them to win. So, do they have a shot this week?
I'll take that for wings. Give me Philly.
Nah, I don't want that game at all. I want the other game. I want the Dallas-Tampa game. I don't want that.
You get my point. I gave you the points on the New England game. I gave you all 10 of them.
Let me look and see what. Let me see what the.
It can't be more than 3 points.
I don't even know if Dallas is favored in that game. Truthfully, I don't even know if they're favored.
It might be close to a push.
And then while Breeze is doing this thing.
All right.
Those wings sure are.
My wings on the same day. So what I'm gonna do is take you to an all-I-can-eat wing spot.
Okay.
Yes, extra blue cheese. I love the blue cheese.
Doesn't everybody?
All right. Breeze DBL, it is 12:02. 12:03. You are up. There are some video audio technical difficulties, so you're gonna be riding blind in the wind here, but let's see what happens.
We'll make it happen, man.
I see you standing there, such a happy, happy pair. Love beyond compare. Look at there, look at there. The way you held me, no one could tell me that love would die. Oh, my. faster than the speed of sound. Back down memory lane. You still my foolish heart. This back down memory lane.
Make me understand. Yes. Yeah.
In time, you see, I can make it rain when I want. To build a castle from a single grain of sand. You see, I can make a ship sail and jump, yeah, on a happy mind.
Isn't it funny how time can change all the things believe? Time will change the way I feel. 'Cause in my mind, it's you and me. Maria, my Gloria, yeah. Baby, mistake, you went away. Maria, I don't wanna see another day. So long, girl. Isn't it funny how time can change all the things you want to believe? Oh, but time will change the way I feel. 'Cause in my mind, when you and me, Maria, my Gloria, yeah. Baby, say, since you went away, I don't wanna see another day. I don't wanna see another day without your love. Oh, another day. It's a real sad thing, but I don't wanna see another day without your love. Oh, another day. But I don't wanna say another day. No, one thing, I'm not gonna be here. Somebody loves you too. I guess I always do. I find someone like you, so don't sleep. I hope you know you're the reason why I love you till the day I love it, please. Can't you see the same? Can't you see it? Can't you see it, baby? Yeah, love it, please.
That's what you gave me. That's what you made me. That's how you saved me. You gave me. That's what you made me. That's what you have given me. That's what you have made me. That's what you gave me. That's how you saved me. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Show begins. My friends standing on empty tickets. I will attend. It'll only cost 50 cents to see you and me. See the man with the broken heart. You see what he is saying. It's so bad, so bad. As long as the only love she ever made. There's got to be no sadder show to see. No doubt about it. So I shall begin. Hurry, hurry, step out on me. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. Everybody, step out on me. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. See the man has been crying, building years. So many tears, so many tears. See the man who's collecting broken hearts. I see the man. For exciting, rainbow was made. The saddest moon showing on the way. So the sunshine begin. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make it wrong. The sunshine begin. Hurry, hurry, step out on me. Can't afford to pass it by. To make it wrong. So let the sun stop me. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make it wrong. Sunshine begins. Step out on me. If I were your woman and you were my man, you'd have no other woman. You'd be weak as a lamb. If you had the strength to walk out that door, overrule my sins, then I'd call you back for more. If I were your woman, if I were your woman, and you were my man. Says you're nothing at all. But I'll take you as darling. When she lets you go, you're like a diamond. But she treats you like glass. To love you, but me you don't ask. If I were your woman, if I were your woman, if I were your woman, here's what I do. Yeah, yeah. Life is so crazy, and love is uncaring. Because she came first, darling, will she hang on your mind? You're part of me, and you don't even know it. I'm what you need, but I'm too much. If I were your woman, if I were your woman, here's what I do. Never know no bruise from loving you. If I were your woman, here's what I do. I never, never, never stop loving you. If I were your woman, you sweet loving woman, if I were your woman, be your only woman. If I were your woman, be the one woman. Sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I got one for me. I guess you say what can make me feel this way. My dear, my dear, talking about my girl. My girl, I've got so much honey, the bees in I got a sweeter song than the birds in the trees. They say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, my girl.
If you see me walking down the street and I start to cry each time we meet, walk on by, walk on by. Make believe that you don't see the tears. Just let me breathe. If I did, cause each time I see you, I'll break down and cry. Walk on by. Stop. Walk on by. For losing you, and so if I see broken and blue, walk on by, walk on by. Foolish pride, that's all that I left behind. The tears and the sadness you gave me when you said goodbye. Oh, walk on by. Stop. Walk on by. Walk on by. Stop. Walk on. Walk on by. Walk on by. Foolish heart, that's all that I have left. So let me hide the tears and the sadness you gave me to say goodbye. Walk on by. Stop. Now you really gotta go, so walk by. Stop, baby, cry. Now you really gotta go, so walk by. One less answer, one less egg to fry, one less man to pick up after. I should be happy, but all I do is cry. Oh, I should be happy. I since he left, my life so empty. Though I try, it just can't be done. Each time the doorbell rings, I still run. I don't know how in the world to stop thinking of him. 'Cause I still love him so. I end each day the way I started crying my heart out.
You'll never find as long as someone who loves you tender like I do. You'll never find, no matter where you search, someone who the way I do. Oh, but I'm the one who loves you, and there's no one else, you'll never find it all time. Someone to understand you like I. You'll never find the rhythm, the rhyme, all the magic we share, just us two. Oh, I know you stay, baby, but I know somehow, someday, somewhere, you're gonna miss my love. You're gonna miss my love. You're gonna miss my love. Oh, lady, when it's cold outside, you're gonna miss my love. You'll never find another love like mine. Someone who needs you like I do. You'll never see what you found in me. You keep searching and searching your whole life. Oh, I don't wish you no bad luck, baby. But there's no ifs and buts. Oh, maybe you're gonna miss my loving. I know you're gonna miss my loving. You're gonna miss my love. Late in the midnight hour, baby, when it gets real cold outside, I know I miss my love. Let me tell you that you're gonna miss my love. Yes, you will, baby. But I'm long gone. I know that you are gonna miss my love. Sun is shining, there's plenty of light. Sunny and bright. But after I've been crying all night, the sun is cold and the new day seems old. Since I lost my baby, since I lost my baby, I'm singing and the children are playing. There's plenty of work and the bosses are paying. Not a sad word should a young heart be saying. But money's a poor and with money I'm poor. Since I lost my baby, since I lost my baby, since I lost Yes, the world is a thing of the past. Can't see how my hopes gonna last. Good things are bad, and what's happy is sad. Since I lost my baby, since I lost my baby, since I lost my baby, I feel so bad. I feel so sad. Since I lost my baby, this heart is hard to carry on. Each day I'll be living to make sure I'm giving you more love, more joy, and age of time could ever give. So, oh, and now my love will be so strong. Take about 100 times to live it down. Well, that day. As we go back, no need to fear. When we need you, I'll be here. I'll be beside you every step of the way. A heart that's truthful and keeping it you forever. So sorry, take about 100 lifetimes to live it down. Gonna give you more and more joy in the age of time. Never give all I love you. You know that I love you. I can't help myself. I love you and nobody else. Come and you go. Come and you go. It ain't just your to be wild. And I kissed it 1,000 times. When you snap your finger or wink your eye, I'm gonna run to your every scream. And there's nothing that I can't every time I see your face, I get all choked up inside. When I'm calling me, girl, it starts to play. Burning in my heart. No matter how I try, my love. People speak your name and you're gone. Still they know what you left behind lives in our hearts and minds today. Tomorrow, the clouds of darkness came your way. You've given us a brighter day. Contest will be so very, very special to me. Times well campaign, whispered play my game, but you, yes, you refused to. Genius touched your soul, fortune now you go. God's gift is what shaped you. A voice like silk, weave your spell. What do you tell? And your music is gonna be very, very special to me. In life's fleeting glance, you have met the chance to be all they can, and you'll shut your stay before you went away with them. Now you stand listening to your sounds of joy. I think when yeah, I don't know, and your music will always be so very, very special to me. Said I love you, darling, and you're gonna always be very, very special to me. Gonna miss one shadow. This is a song for you. Said I love you, darling, and I miss you, darling. Every thought is a dream, flashing by in a stream, bringing life to the king. Take a ride in the sky, on the ship at the side. Our voices will bring together forever. We all will live now forever. I'm the same victory and the light of new degree. Bring your mind to everlasting liberty. I'm the same victory and the light of fantasy. The night of your enemy. We all to your soul is ecstasy. You will find on the kind that is been in has brought you to recognize that your light now is renewed. As you stand on the brink, fantasy has stolen you. Glory light will see you through. Shining day, all your dreams come true. As you in the as you fly away, you will smile from your lips and say, I am free, yes I'm free. Come to see victory in a life completely to belong to your soul is ecstasy. God that has been in the search of you, many lies has brought you to recognize it's in
I hate this shit, man.
Are you feeling down? Feeling like you can't go? Just remember love will find. Tell me, are you going through a change? Time seems like it's passing by. Just believe that love will find a way. I see the tears you cry. I see the pain that's in your eyes. So many times you were so lonely, and no one seemed to care. But if your hopes for your tomorrow are drowning in your sorrow, know your heart.
You've been listening to
will you.
Fully Disclosed. We'll be back same time. Enjoy your football Sunday. We're out.